Listening practice. This listening is about discovery or invention from Muslim investors. Please listen it carefully and answer the questions provided. Olivia Stern had written an article for CNN about Muslim inventions that shaped the modern world. When many people think of the origins of the staple of modern life, the cup of coffee, and Italy often springs to mind. But in fact, Yemen is where the ubiquitous brew has its true origins. Along with the first university and even the toothbrush, it is among surprising Muslim inventions that has shaped the world we live in today. The origins of these fundamental ideas and objects, the basis of everything from the bicycle to musical skills, are the focus of 1001 Inventions, a book celebrating the forgotten history of 100 years of Muslim heritage. There is a hole in our knowledge. We live from the Renaissance to the Greeks. Professor Salim Al-Hassani, chairman of the Foundation for Science, Technology and Civilization and editor of the book, told CNN. 1001 Inventions is now an exhibition at London's Science Museum. Hassani hopes the exhibitions will highlight the contributions of non-Western cultures, like the Muslim Empire that once covered Spain and Portugal, southern Italy, and stretched as far as parts of China through present-day civilization. Here, Hassani shares his top outstanding Muslim inventions. Number one is surgery. Around the year 1000, the celebrated Dr. al-Zahrawi published a 1,500-page illustrated encyclopedia of surgery that was used in Europe as a medical reference for the next 500 years. Among his many inventions, Zahrawi discovered the use of dissolving catgut to stitch wounds beforehand. A second surgery had to be performed to remove sutures. He also reportedly performed the first caesarean operation and created the first pair of forceps. Number one is coffee. Now the Western world's drink du jour. Coffee was first brewed in Yemen around the 9th century. In its earliest days, coffee helped Sufis stay up during the late nights of devotion. Later brought to Cairo by a group of students, the coffee buzz soon caught on around the empire. By the 13th century, it reached Turkey, but not until the 16th century did the beans start boiling in Europe, brought to Italy by a Venetian trader. Number three is flying machine. Abbas ibn Firnas was the first person to make a real attempt to construct a flying machine and fly, said Hassani. In the 9th century, he designed a wing apparatus, roughly resembling a bird, said Hassani. You know, it's just like a resemble of a bird costume. At his most famous trial near Cordoba in Spain, Furness flew upward for a few moments before falling to the ground and partially breaking his back. His designs would undoubtedly have been an inspiration for famed Italian artist and inventor Leonardo da Vinci's hundreds years of later, said Hassani. And number four is university. In 859, a young princess named Fatima al-Firhi founded the first degree-granting university in Fez, Morocco. Her sister, Miriam, founded an adjunct mosque, and together the complex became an al-Qarawiyyan mosque and university, still operating almost 1,200 years later. Hassani says he hopes the center will remind people that learning is at the core of the Islamic tradition and that the story of the al-Firhi sisters will inspire young Muslim women around the world today. And number 5, algebra. The word algebra comes from the title of a Persian mathematician's famous 9th-century treatise, Kitab al-Jabr wa Al-Mugabala, which translates roughly as the book of reasoning and balancing, built on the roots of Greek and Hindu systems. The new algebraic order was a unifying system for rational numbers, irrational numbers, and geometrical magnitudes. The same mathematicians, al-Khwarizmi, was also first to introduce the concept of raising a number to a power. Well, number 6 is optics. Many of the most important advances in the study of optics come from the Muslim world, says Hassani. Around the year 1000, Ibn al-Haytham proved that humans see objects by light reflecting off of them and entering the eye, dismissing Euclid and uh, Ptolemy's theories that light was emitted from the eye itself. This great Muslim Pisces also discovered the camera obscura phenomenon, which explains how the eye sees images of light due to the connection between the optic nerve and the brain. Well, number 7 is the invention for music. Muslim musicians have had a profound impact on Europe, dating back to Charlemagne tried to compete with the music of Baghdad and Cordoba, according to Hassani. Among many instruments that arrived in Europe through the Middle East are the lute and the rahab, an ancestor of the violin. Modern musical scales are also said to derive from the Arabic alphabet. Number 8. Number 8 is toothbrush. According to Hassani, the Prophet Muhammad popularized the use of the first toothbrush in around 600. Using a twig from the Meswak tree, he cleaned his teeth and freshened his breath. Substances similar to Meswak are used in modern toothpaste. Number 9. Number 9 is the crank. Many of the basics of modern automatics were first put to use in the Muslim world, including the revolutionary crank connecting rod system. By converting rotary motion to linear motion, the crank enables the lifting of heavy objects with relative ease. This technology discovered by al-Jazari. So the name of the inventor is al-Jazari in the 12th century. In the 12th century, he exploded across the globe, leading to everything from the bicycle to the eternal combustion engine. And the last, or number 10, is hospitals. Hospitals, as we know them today, with wards and teaching centers, come from 9th century Egypt, explained Hassani. The first such medical center was the Ahmed ibn Tulun Hospital, founded in 872 in Cairo. Tulun Hospital provided free care for anyone who needed, a policy based on the Muslim tradition of caring for all who are sick. From Cairo, such hospitals spread around the Muslim world. Well, this is the end of the listening, and now please answer the question. Question number 1. What is the main idea of the listening? Number 2. How many inventions did the speaker mention in the listening? And question number three is, according to the listening, are all of the inventions invented by Muslim? Now please answer the three questions and your answer set.